So yeah, there's Eric's twin turbo kit. Like I say, he's got the Mustang manifold. He didn't use spacers. He just shaved everything down himself, which you can do that. Doesn't look the best, but it works, and it seals up. Haven't had a leak so far. But yeah, we did our PCM relocation kit. Super nice Garrett turbos. I'm really interested to see how this truck acts. It really feels like it spools up really quickly. So I'm interested to see how the truck acts. But yeah, we are really close on, it's pretty much ready for wide open throttle pulls and messing with the boost controller and playing with the two-step and stuff. So yeah, this truck came out super clean though. Do a little part throttle here. Jesus. Eric's truck. I did a custom twin turbo kit on it. We did the fuel system, boost controller, built trans, a lot of stuff. And he just put a Texas Speed short block that we sold him. So it's got Gen 4 Texas Speed short block in it. And some valve springs. He's going to see what this thing will do today. He's been 590s on the stock motor. So yeah, buddy. Damn it, boy. Damn, 154. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this weekend in Dallas, as you guys saw, little blue two-wheel drive F-150 put down some times, but even cooler, I think is more cool, is seeing your customers go fast. So Eric was also out there in his F-150, and I put some clips before this, but as you guys can see, Eric has also dipped into the 8s, and probably what's more impressive is that his is 4,500 pounds. Mine is heavy, heavy for a two-wheel drive truck. You guys would think it's really light, but you have to remember I've got a 9-inch in the back. That weighs more. I still have a fuel cell, but it's a pretty big fuel cell. And I still have all the interior stuff like the DAT. Everything still works. I just have one Sparco seat, which the Sparco, thanks to Eric, found out it's really only like 5 pounds lighter than the stock seat. It's not much. And I have the passenger seat out. But anyways, I had to add some weight to mine because the problem with these trucks, I'm going on a little rant here, off subject, but everyone sees my truck and thinks it's really light, which it definitely is light. It's right under 4,000. But it could be a lot lighter. However, the problem is a lot of the weight in these trucks, it's all in the front. So I actually had to add weight back to my truck to get the percentages right, to get the two-wheel drive to work how I have it working. So anyways, but it's definitely lighter than, like a four-wheel drive truck. So what's more impressive about Eric's truck is, one, it's four-wheel drive, it's heavy, it's full weight, like literally full weight. Stock seats. He even added a center console like you would see in a normal F-150. He does have lightweight brakes all the way around. He has aerospace, and that's just because TBM hadn't come out with the rear yet, and he wanted all of his to match, so we did aerospace all the way around. But yeah, his is heavy. So since the problem with running a stock tank is when you have a triple pump or double pump set, any aftermarket fuel setup in there, you've got to run over half a tank, because when the truck launches, or even in a Mustang, it will fuel slosh, and then it'll starve the car of fuel truck, and it will fall on its face. So that's like the biggest problem with running a fuel, stock fuel tank. And then the fact that it's also just on the driver's side, so the weight bias is all jacked up. So anyways, his weighed 4,520 pounds. I think with him in it, he's a pretty big guy. He's a power lifter. So yeah, that's really impressive. And then the other thing is, it's still a 10-speed truck. Now, it takes more power to spin the 400s. However, the 10 speeds, they're hard to get to live. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there that do have success with them, but they just get rebuilt a lot. We build a lot, and I mean a lot of 1080s. We've been doing a lot of 680s recently too, but we kind of have the 1080s figured out. I'm not going to say we're the best, because there's definitely people that have pushed them further than we have, but we do a lot of repair ones, like a lot of just normal vehicle repairs, like just a normal, a lot of cars come with the 10 speeds, Ford and GM included, and so we service and repair those all the time. We do a lot of street cars that make like 1,000, 1,200. We do a lot of those. And unfortunately, sometimes they just burn up. It's nothing that we do. It's, the clutches and steels are the same clutches and steels that everybody uses. I know y'all want to be sold on some stage 12 bullshit, stage 12 plus 10 or 80, but if you pull them all apart, they're all the same. But anyways, it's impressive for me because we haven't had an 8-second truck on, with a 10-speed. So that's really cool. And the fact that it's lived. So Eric went out, he went like 590. He did a lot of not a lot, but he did some 8th mile stuff previously. Didn't ever get quarter mile times out of the truck, but he'd been 590s on the stock motor pretty much right after picking it up from us. He had a valve body issue, which is also, unfortunately, the valve bodies in these things, that's like the first thing to go. And we always put a brand new OEM Ford valve body in these 10 speeds, and sometimes they don't last very long at all. That's just how they are, and that's why they're always on national back order, because they just suck. They get anything in them, dirt material, the tiniest micron, and they're just shit. Suncoast does make a valve body. We haven't used one, but I've had some customers that buy other parts from me, because we're a Suncoast dealer, and so I've had some people buy them from me, and the drivability is really bad. They just super harsh shifts. So far it works good on the track, but driving around, really harsh shifts. So anyways, we always use the OEM valve bodies in our builds. But yeah, so Eric never really got a chance to do quarter mile times, and then he decided, Eric's kind of like me, kind of wants to overbuild it. So he never really pushed the stock motor that much. We ended up putting a Texas Speed short block in it that he got through me, but he actually installed it all himself. So we originally built Eric's truck. I did a custom twin turbo kit on it. We use Garrett turbos, and they're working out really well. They spool well, and they make good power up top. So we did a custom twin turbo kit, custom intercooler, everything custom. And then we did fuel, the normal stuff, triple pump, big injectors. He had already done the Mustang manifold on there. He didn't use spacers. He kind of cut it himself to make it fit. Did an e-boost, boost controller, onboard air, lockers, brakes. I don't know, the normal stuff that we do. Everything. So yeah, he ran some pretty good 8th mile times on it, but he didn't want to blow it up. So the number that he ran, he went 890, like 157, so really good trap speed. He could have definitely done that on the stock motor. However, he's like me, he didn't want to blow it up, before. He'd rather overbuild it. So Eric lives in Dallas. We ended up selling him the Texas Speed short block and valve springs and head studs, and he actually did everything himself. And now the truck is where it's at now. So now we're gonna try and get the truck to leave a little bit harder. I think the best he did was like a 141 60 foot that day, which we're just playing with the RPM. It just needs more RPM on the leave, and it could easily dip into the 1.3s. And so we're gonna play. We think we're gonna try a different converter in his, different brand, different stall, and kind of just see what it can do. Because the converter we have in it now is just kind of hit or miss. And then I told him when that trans does go out completely, I really do want to see it and kind of see the failures of a 4,500 pound truck running 8s on our 10-speed transmission, kind of just see how it got affected by it. So just always trying to learn some things. But huge shout out to Eric. We put some work into that truck. I built a custom twin turbo kit for it, and then he did the built motor himself, and then he did a lot of the testing on the street himself, and yeah, that truck's bad. That truck is bad. I don't know where he's gonna go next with it. I know we're gonna change the converter up on it, see if we can get to leave a little bit harder, try some more RPM, and then I don't know where he's gonna go from there, because he's got a lot of fuel system now. He's got triple pump, big 2150cc injectors. He's got a good turbo kit. Maybe he could upgrade the turbos a little bit if he wants to make more power, and just see where it goes from there. But huge shout out to Eric and all those guys. Eric did some good work on the truck. He, like I say, he built the motor. Obviously, everything's good on it, and we haven't really turned it up, or he hasn't turned it up that much. So we're just playing with some of the settings that day. That was the first time out on the new motor. I think he got it running literally the week before. And I want to say he only did 21, maybe 22 pounds of boost. So really light on the boost. And so yeah, it's got a lot more to go. But I had to make a separate video on Eric's truck because I was really impressed by that truck. Like I said, it's heavy. It's 4,500 pounds. I built the turbo kit. Sometimes I'm blind. Sometimes I'm an idiot. But I built the turbo kit and the transmission on it and did all the work, and it's still going. But no, it's really cool. It's cool to see an 8-second F-150, and it's a Gen 4. Not a lot of people have really pushed the Gen 4 Platinum platform that much. Yeah, I believe he's the only one that has an 8-second slip on a 10-speed F-150. 21 and up, Gen 4. I know y'all get so crazy in the comments, and you think you know, but you don't. People think Gen 3s or Gen 4s and 21 up is no, there's a difference, people. So I'm excited to push the Gen 4 platform though, because a lot of people doubted it in the beginning. I still doubt it. I still would rather have a Gen 3 if someone wants to trade me. Just kidding. But we definitely are pushing the Gen 4 platform with my truck, and now with Eric's being a 10-speed. So we kind of got like the best of both worlds. Mine's 2-wheel drive, turbo 400, 9-inch. It's more set up for the track. And he's got 4-wheel drive and a 10-speed. It's a killer truck. It's really badass. So I think the coolest thing about the 4-wheel drive trucks is what he ran at the track. He could probably go run on the street. Might even be faster on the street. Just because The four-wheel drive likes a little bit of slip. It doesn't really like when the track's super sticky. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video on Eric's truck. I just had to rant for a little bit, give you guys some insight, but huge shout out to Eric letting us build it, and then huge shout out to him for putting in the work and putting the built motor in it. That thing's a bad motherfucker for sure. And like I said, that is possible on a stock motor, especially if the truck was lighter, but he could have done it on the stock motor. He just wanted to put a built motor in first. There's nothing wrong with that. I did the same thing. I wasn't really ready to just, it's not fun blowing motors, trust me. It's just not that much fun. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Check us out, coyotedirect.com. If you want a badass F-150, maybe you'll holler at us. See you guys on the next one.